You're at Father Fish. Nice to have you with us.
Yep. At 8:42, Sharpies has a fishy question. He has
Yes.
a male and a female Apistogramma in separate tanks. Would it be best to move both to neutral ground for a while rather than introduce one into the other's territory?
No. It's better to put, if you have had them together before and one is dominant, aggressively so, then put them together in the other one's tank. Put them together in the least aggressive. Generally speaking, you want to put the female in with the male. If the female is full of eggs, if you got her really well conditioned, if you've been giving her live food and she's fat, has a big belly, you can maybe see an egg spot, then she's ready to go. And the male is going to be more interested in spawning with her than beating her up. The only reason the females get beat up by the males is because the male is just full of testosterone, and the female doesn't have any eggs in her, and so she's not ready to spawn, and he just harasses her to death. So once you get the female really egged up, feed her heavily, get her good and strong and vigorous, and then put her in. And if the male's not ready, she'll beat him up because she'll want to go and he won't. So you kind of get them both. You need to look at more than simply putting them together. They have to be ready to be put together. And the way you determine that is if the male is clearly acting interested, you put the two close to each other. You can float the female in a jar or a small tank in the bigger tank that the male is in, and watch his behavior. If she is ready and he is ready and they're trying to get to each other, then put them together. Just watch them carefully. If it turns into a rout and he's got her cornered somewhere after 10 minutes or so, then take her out and try it again. But you got to get her ready. She has to have eggs. She has to be ready to breed. If she's not ready, nothing else you do is going to matter.
Let's see. Coffee said to rescape the tank and put them in together. That might be a good idea too, but you'd have to totally rescape it, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. Here's the thing though. If the male is interested in breeding, and they are not always, but they are usually. If the female is ready, and that's where you've got to pay attention. You have to know whether that female is ready to spawn. You know by whether her girth has extended, whether she's heavy. If she is beyond just a single feeding, she's heavy with eggs. It can't be anything else unless she's sick. It's not going to be anything else. For many fish, like the female betta, you can actually see an egg spot at the what's it called? The something. The ovulator. I
don't know.
No. It's the place where the egg comes out. What's that called?
Oh,
The whatever.
I don't know. We just did plant parts, and it was like, oh,
well, if you see a white spot, that's an egg on the female, and that means she's ready to breed. That's true with bettas.
Really? I've seen it on the bettas. I didn't know that was an egg.
Yep, that's what it is.
Huh.
You can see it on most fish. It won't be an egg. It'll be the ovipositor. That's the word. The ovipositor extend from the body a very tiny amount. You'll see a little tube come down. It'll happen on the male as well. On the male, it'll be thinner than on the female. On the female, it's thicker. When you see that, you know they're ready to breed. If you see that little tiny protuberance on the female, then she's ready to breed. Put her in with the male. They will breed almost immediately. I mean, they'll go to it right away because she's ready. If she is not ready and you cannot determine that in some way, you can try it, but you take the risk of her getting beat up and maybe even killed. So check, look carefully, try to figure it out. Try to figure out whether the female is ready. Feeding very high quality live food for 2 or 3 days in a row pretty much guarantees that the female is going to be ready to breed. She will have eggs ready to be deposited at that point. So do that, get her ready, get her beefed up, get her egged up, put them together, and they doesn't matter how you put them together at that point. Put the female in with the male. Uh, the male will be more secure. He'll know where his nesting area is. He'll know what he wants her to do. He'll be able to direct her there, and they'll get the job done. So work at it that way. Work at it smart. Work at it from trying to understand what's happening with the fish so you can see it and participate in the process.
Well, I hope you found something you've never seen before. Have a great day. Nice to have you with us. Come on back.